Hey everyone, it is a new month, which means only one thing: more recommendations to all of you incredible gurus. Hey everyone, I hope you're well playing and making the games that you all love. You're joining me, your host, Senior Level Designer Max Pers. Absolute pleasure to be here talking to all of you today, whether it be morning, evening, or night. I appreciate you and hope that you're doing well and hope that all your loved ones are safe. So we're back into business, rolling on in. Now with the new month, we all know what that means. It means it's our essential reading episode where I go through and recommend incredible resources put out there by our brothers and sisters in the industry, giving us incredible knowledge, because after all, I do not know everything, and there are brilliant and intelligent people in this industry. So to be able to take a second and recommend those who I think we should learn from is always great. Those of you who want to know or reach out to these links, then they will all be down in the description below. So if any of these take your fancy, head on through, check them all out. And if you want to get in touch with me and recommend any of the incredible resources you think that are out there, you can do so in the comments, or you can email or tweet me, and I'll make sure that these are added into future episodes. I appreciate talking to each and every one of you. Now, with all my waffle done, let's actually get into the very first one. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is the lovely people over at Manscaped.com, who are best known for making premium products for your below-the-waist area. As many of you know and feel, the world is starting to open up again. We're able to go see our loved ones, travel, and much more. And I'm sure, like many of you, let yourself go as bad as I did by either trying out new hairstyles and growing it long, or sadly putting on your COVID-19 pounds. But if you're looking to get back out there and leave your development caves and feel better, then allow Manscaped to help with their new Performance 4.0 package. This is just released, and let me tell you, pun intended, it is a game changer. Now, the products that you're going to be able to receive in this is their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ears and nose hair trimmer, crop preservation ball deodorant, and much, much more. It feels very weird to say that to all of you lovely people. And the reason that I'm telling you this, with now the world starting to come out, you need to make sure that you feel confident and that you look great. And by having these products, you're able to do so by taking care and making yourself seem more presentable. Now, this is their 4th generation trimmer, which has a great cutting edge blade to reduce grooming accidents, so you don't have any little issues with your smooth and sensitive areas. And what makes this really cool is the fact they actually have a 400k LED spotlight to help make your shave far more precise and to get a clearer vision on what you'll hopefully be sharing with your loved ones, clearer vision as well. But that isn't the only cool new feature within the Weed Whacker. It's actually waterproof as well, so don't worry about any more messes as you are spending time making sure your grooming is taken care of and that your looks are looking as good as you feel. And these, let me tell you, are quality products that already are incredible. I have been kind enough to receive a package, and wow, the design of these, and we normally talk about design on different things such as level and game design, but the actual product design of theirs is incredible. We already talked about the LED light, which is such a smart idea. But not only that, they're giving 2 free gifts as well with their performance package, which is the boxes and travel bag. So if you're looking to go to some sort of romantic getaway with your loved one, then this here will help you make sure that you're for peak performance and looking and feeling your best. So now if you want to get a hold of this and start feeling better and looking better as we start to get back to normal, head over to manscaped.com and use the code LDL, that's right, 3 little letters, all caps LDL, which will get you 20% off with free shipping as well. So use that, feel better, get better, and enjoy these great products by Manscaped.com. All right, everyone, back to the episode. So this one, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen all of it yet, but I'm very excited to get down and sit through this one because it's incredible to see. And that is how a time loop influenced Deathloop's narrative design. Arcane's narrative designer, Pavel, I'm going to mispronounce your last name, Pavel, so please forgive me. Pavel Koronecki breaks down the narrative design and how the kind of replayability with the time loop constantly dying actually affects and impacts the actual design and how we see the game there. And what the challenges were as we're doing this. I'm sure many of you have played Deathloop. I have. I absolutely loved that game. I thought it was really good. Never completed it just because I'm a bad player, but went through a lot of it and I really did enjoy it. And just how you're constantly going back, re-exploring, learning, and taking in the information at different times of day at the same locations. But how does the narrative get impacted by this? When we, the player, are constantly revisiting these locations, how do we keep the player engaged or make them feel that as they're progressing through all of these spaces as they make their way through it, right? Incredible one. Like I said, I've not seen this one yet, but I cannot wait to see this one. It's going to be a great one, and for GDC to release this one for free, fantastic, honestly. Can't wait. Now we're going to go on to the second one, which is, well, a brilliant one already because it's from an incredible designer, Blake. For those of you who don't know, Blake was on the show to talk about Final Fantasy. I love talking with him. He's one of their senior designers over at Guerrilla, and he's breaking down and talking about the new design for the bunkers on Horizon Forbidden West. Kind of what are the challenges, how do you highlight routes, elements like that, as well as, again, keeping things in from the narrative side. And also, you get to see some of their incredible prototyping as well, which I think is really good to see, just to see how we as LDs across different companies create and actually block stuff out. So to see all of this work that they already previously had done, brilliant, honestly. And like I said, I'm a huge fan of Blake's work, a friend of Blake, and cannot recommend checking this one out enough. As I said, I'm going to be going through this one myself again and rewatching it because I think there's a lot to take in. And just also seeing how they've iterated on each of their designs, right? Because that's one thing that I think is sometimes always lost, but we talk about it constantly on the show, though, is that everything that we make takes iteration. It's never, ever, ever done first try, right? We have to make sure that we learn, we grow, and we improve elements. Like one of the ones that he shows as a great example is the player has to interact with some sort of override tool, I think, and then you see the screen turn on, right? So I think it's a generator. And the one great thing there that I see already is from where the generator is, you have a clear view of what is actually turned on. It's something simple, but it's amazing how many times people will miss that or forget about that when they're actually making their designs. I too have made that mistake. So again, iteration is key, but just seeing it, and it's incredible work. Always a huge fan of. Always.
At LevelDesign Lobby, we believe everybody has a story to tell. Hobbyist or student, freelancer or veteran, we made it our mission to unite those who share our passion for creating and developing great games. Thanks to our generous Patreon backers, we've been able to do just that. So if you've already pledged your support, thank you. If not, you too can ensure the future of LevelDesign Lobby, helping us to create even more exciting content, collaborations, interviews, and much more. With awesome perks and rewards, whether you're a seasoned professional or just getting started, you're sure to find something for you. Want to share tips, tricks, and advice with passionate, like-minded developers? Our awesome community Discord has you covered. Fancy practicing your level design, creating strong portfolio content, and having fun? Then try our level design weekends. Or perhaps you want to individually discuss your work, hone your skills, or level up your career? Then consider our one-on-one mentorships. If you share our vision, then go to patreon.com/LevelDesignLobby for more information and to pledge your support. Thank you.
For number 3, you know what it has to be. It has to be a recommendation of this own channel itself, where I talk about open world exploration. It's one of my latest videos where I break down how open worlds have changed a lot over the last few years from where they started with the traditional Ubisoft towers, which are still present in many open world design, but how that's changed with that of Breath of the Wild and most recently Elden Ring. And how is it that we actually lure players, intrigue them enough to make them want to come through and actually explore the world around them, right? And it's a really fun one for me. As I said, playing through Elden Ring, still so much for me to play through Elden Ring. I am getting my backside handed to me non-stop. So being able to go through this, I think, is great for me, but also just, again, seeing how open worlds evolve and expand. I love open worlds anyway, so to see that grow, I think, is always fascinating to see. So yeah, I really hope you like that one, and it's a great one without tooting my own horn that I really do enjoy. Okay, gonna now move on to an article which was done by Alex. Oh, sorry, Alex, I'm gonna mispronounce your name here. Kubodera. Oh, I think it was Alex Kubodera. I believe I've got your name there. But Alex did an incredible article which is called Designing for Difficulty Readability in Action RPGs. And in this case, he's talking about that of the enemies telegraphing their movements, their attacks, the patterns that we as players have to learn, right? And sharing, well, how does that play into the overall field role of that of difficulty? And he goes through some great examples of how to actually increase the difficulty or lower the difficulty, whether that is through challenging the learned behavior. So you might learn one pattern, but actually it will then repeat part of it and maybe add a new move at the end. So when you think you've got it, things have changed. You have to relearn. Obviously, simple won't be increasing the speed of the attacks as well. But by doing this, again, it makes us players have to relearn, but also understand that the frustration should be placed on us, the player, versus the game itself, which is one of the tightest lines to walk as a designer. And I do think FromSoft seems to do an incredible job of that, in terms of there are times where we feel the game did us wrong as players, right? But there are other times where we understand actually we made a mistake, and it's on us to correct that. And that's why, especially in the combat of the FromSoft games, it's important for you to really master that of the player, the enemies as the player, right? Understanding how they move, what are their attacks, their weapons, and how that can change your movement themselves, the stature of the enemies, right? Now, this one actually is a bigger part of a big series. Let me have a look what it is. There's some other ones he's done as well, but he has got some great work out there for different games as well. So I'll be putting in a link for that so you can check that out. This one is a lot longer run kind of episode. This one is by the channel called Farland's Design Den. And for those of you who don't know, I don't even know if Farland actually remembers me, if I'm remembering who Farland is correctly. So Farland, if I remember correctly, works over at Ubisoft, or he did when I was actually working over at Ubisoft. And we had this internal... I'm trying to think of what the term is, this kind of like internal forum where people would share resources. And this was before the podcast had come out. I was actually writing blogs over on what was known as Gamma Sutra back then. And I know Farland was writing a lot as well at the time. And he's gone recently into that of videos for YouTube. And he does a lot of designer reviews, right? Talking about, because if I remember correctly, he is a game designer at Ubisoft. And in this one, he's going through Ghost of Tsushima and breaking down their game, what he loved about it, what from a design perspective was incredible in terms of that of the design of the different approaches if you're trying to play Ghost versus Samurai, their combat, the different stances, and also the different kind of confrontations that you can use depending. The stealth rules, all of these, and kind of breaking them down in very minute detail. I said this was going to be a long one. This is almost 2 hours long. But I said, really enjoy it. I think he's got a great man. He's been doing this for a long time, and nothing but respect there. So that's the 5th one if you want to go check that one out as well. So that's kind of where we'll wrap things up, my friends. So just to go through over again what we've talked about. We have that of Resource 1, which is the GDC talk on how a time loop influenced Deathloop's narrative design. Number 2 was called Knocking on Death's Door, designing a new bunker for Horizon Forbidden West. Number 3 was one of my previous episodes, Level Design Open World Exploration. Number 4 was that of designing for difficulty readability in action RPGs. The 5th one by the channel called Farland's Design Den, the design of the different approaches if you're trying to play Ghost versus Samurai, the different stances, and also the different kind of confrontations that you can use. So if you do want to reach out to me with either just saying thank you, or you actually want to go through and get in contact with any recommendations, you can do so via Twitter, which is @MaxPairs. You can email into the show, which is leveldesignlobby@gmail.com. And if you want to help me help the show grow and improve, make sure that you do like, subscribe. Comments are always welcome on any kind of element. If you're doing this through podcast, giving us a 5-star review always helps. And if you want to support the show like incredible many people do, please head over to patreon.com/leveldesignlobby for you to also join the incredible community, which is filled with passionate and like-minded people. Alright everyone, take it easy, and I'll catch you all next time.